each band does this, a live recording at a really famous musical hall with some of their staple albums, especially coming off of the heels of just a fantastic album. So this was perfectly planned and really well executed. Let's dive in. Live at the Rockefeller Music Hall from Leprous. So Leprous has put out a new live album. This guy definitely was a great time. I recently saw these guys kind of leading up to that show when they toured here in Toronto, and I was just blown away. I met some fantastic people at the venue. So a lot of the songs that were on here were actually on the set that I had seen. The set opened up with Flood, which is probably and arguably my favorite song from these guys. I love the drive and I love the intensity of this song, as well as most of the songs on here. I wasn't overly familiar with too much of their other music at this point. I had really only listened to The Congregation, and I'd only really listened to a little bit of Cole. The rest I wasn't too familiar with, so it was really interesting to hear their songs for the first time in that live venue. So listening to a lot of these songs be performed live for the first time was really interesting, and I really liked the dynamic there. Coming on to some of just how these songs are performed, because they are quite technical, there's not a whole lot of deviation from what we had heard on the physical recording, but I did like more of the energy and intensity that the band brought. The lead vocals, again, just shined, and that was the one thing that I was really concerned about coming into this band and listening to them live was, could they recapture that same essence that I had felt on the album? And not only did they recapture it, but they intensified it and really flourished within it. The one criticism, and this is like a nitpick, if anything, of the whole album is I wish the bass line was intensified a little bit more. I feel like the bass line was a little bit muddled and a little bit muted, and I really only noticed it at certain parts of the song. For instance, the major part that I noticed this was the drop within the Flood, where it transitions from the main chorus and bridge and that thing coming into the outro of the song. I missed that really big drop that happened. And again, that's a nitpick. Everything else on this just shines. And the one thing that I really do like is a little bit of the remixing of, say, intensifying a certain part of guitar section or enunciating a different part. So that dynamic was really well done. And what I also loved is hearing a lot of their past music as well. This made me want to go and listen to a lot of their past works. So overall, within this section, I highly praise the band. Unfortunately, I didn't get to view or see the actual live performance. I only was able to listen to the audio, but from what I've seen online, the live presentation is just fantastic. So great effort. I would definitely have to say you got to pick this up if you can find it, because it is a staple of this type of music. I always said that there's a staple live performance with every single band. Leprous is still young in their career, but I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't their staple live performance. So definitely pick it up if you can find it. So that's about it. What did you guys think of Live at the Rockefeller Music Hall from Leprous? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Whatever you thought, let me know by commenting below. And I'd also like to know what you guys think is the ultimate live album from a band. Mine would have to be Yes songs from Yes, or probably even the Retinal Circus from the Devin Townsend Project. Those are my two go-to live performances. But I want to hear what yours are, so let me know by commenting below. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are definitely the best. And until next time, notes out.